Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving right into how the modern, hyper-connected world of rapid manufacturing and global trade was actually forged. It didn't just appear overnight. It was born from this intense, massive period of transformation, starting way back in the mid-1700s, an era we call the Industrial Revolution. We're going to look at how this one massive shift completely rearranged global power dynamics.
So how exactly did a steam engine sitting in a dusty British coal town directly lead to the establishment of Sydney, Australia? Well, let's dive into this because the answer is absolutely fascinating. We're exploring a massive historical domino effect here. We'll track how a single technological spark kicked off a wild chain reaction that reached across oceans and continents, ultimately shaping the nation of Australia.
Let's move to our first falling domino. Section 1. The Industrial Spark, Britain's Transformation.
You see, Britain didn't just accidentally become the workshop of the world. It had the absolute perfect storm of conditions. First up, you have the coal advantage. Timber was getting really scarce, but Britain happened to sit on these massive, easily accessible deposits of coal, which gave them the ultimate new energy alternative. Then you throw human innovation into the mix. The steam engine, significantly refined by James Watt, was a total game changer. It meant factories no longer had to be built right next to rivers for water power. They could literally be built anywhere. And finally, the Agricultural Revolution and the Enclosure Acts privatized common farming land. Talk about an ironic twist of fate, right? Kicking people off their traditional farmland accidentally created the exact desperate, highly concentrated urban workforce needed to run these brand new factories.
So beginning in the late 1700s, this powerful combination, coal, steam, and a huge new workforce, meant that factories could run around the clock. This wasn't just a minor change in how goods were made. It fundamentally changed the very rhythm of human life.
Which builds right into our next phase, Section 2, a world transformed from pre-industrial to modern.
The stark contrast of this transition is pretty mind-blowing. Think about it. Pre-industrial society was governed entirely by nature. Daylight, weather, and the changing seasons dictated your work rhythm. But in the industrial society, your life was suddenly dictated by the factory clock and the relentless, mechanical pace of the steam engine. We see this massive shift from rural, self-sufficient farming villages making unique, handcrafted goods to an era of rapid urbanization churning out mass-produced, standardized items ready to be shipped all over the globe.
And this rapid urbanization turned European cities into absolute pressure cookers. Millions of people were pouring into urban spaces that simply weren't built to hold them. This led to highly overcrowded housing, severe pollution choking the air from all those coal-fired factories, and the rapid rise of a brand new, distinct working class that faced deep poverty and rising unemployment.
Which meant that European powers urgently needed a massive release valve. That leads us straight into our next historical domino. Section 3. The Imperial Engine, European Expansion.
To really understand this next phase, we have to talk about imperialism. These new industrial factories were churning out goods at such an unprecedented, breakneck speed that they ran into a major twofold problem. First, they were quite literally running out of domestic buyers. And second, they were running out of vital raw materials like cotton and timber to feed the hungry machines. This forced industrialized nations to aggressively look outward, extending their control over other regions around the globe just to secure what they needed.
This created what we call the imperial loop, and its relentless efficiency is honestly terrifying but fascinating. Step 1. European powers used their advanced industrial technology to conquer and colonize foreign territories, extracting raw materials for next to nothing. Step 2. They shipped those materials right back home to their domestic factories. And Step 3. They manufactured the goods and then turned around and forced the colonized populations to buy those exact same finished products. It was a closed, highly lucrative system designed solely to keep the industrial machines running.
But this imperial engine caused a massive crisis back in Britain, making the colonization of Australia the inevitable next step in this chain reaction. Section 4. The Australian Solution, a new penal colony.
Back in British cities, that pressure cooker we talked about earlier, it was bursting. Severe poverty and desperate urban conditions led to a massive spike in petty crimes. Just think about the sheer absurdity of this for a second. Stealing a single loaf of bread out of absolute starvation could literally set the wheels in motion to found an entirely new nation across the globe. The legal system responded with incredibly harsh penalties, filling local jails and floating prison hulks to absolute capacity. Compounding this, in 1783, the American Revolutionary War meant Britain lost its primary penal colonies in North America. They were completely out of space. Desperate for a solution, the first fleet was dispatched in 1787, and by 1788, Arthur Phillip raised the Union Jack at Sydney Cove.
Looking at charts made earlier by Captain James Cook, the British government realized Australia solved two massive problems at once. It provided a desperately needed penal dumping ground to relieve their overflowing industrialized cities. And at the exact same time, it offered a highly strategic Asia-Pacific outpost to secure their ever-expanding imperial trade routes. So, this final falling domino, sparked thousands of miles away by coal smoke and steam engines, had severe, permanent implications. Section 5. The lasting impact. Long-term consequences.
This final domino created an incredibly stark dual reality. On one hand, there was immense economic expansion for the British Empire. New cities were established, massive sheep farms were built to export wool right back to Britain's textile factories, and the 1850s gold rush vastly accelerated global migration and wealth. But, on the other hand, there was a devastating human impact. Indigenous communities, who had stewarded the continent for thousands of years, faced massive displacement from their traditional lands, the introduction of fatal European diseases, and violent cultural disruption.
Yet, amidst this jarring historical shift, there is an incredible story of continuity. Despite the vast impacts of colonization, driven by global industrial expansion, Indigenous Australians demonstrated amazing resilience. Many groups actively maintained their deep connections to country, their languages, and their community, preserving those rich traditions right up to this very day.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this to ponder. We've seen how a shift from timber to coal and a single steam engine in a British town directly led to the establishment of modern Australia and reshaped the entire globe. It just goes to show how deeply interconnected our history truly is. So what seemingly small dominoes, what new technologies or shifts in resources might be falling right now to shape our future? Thanks for joining me as we unpacked the Great Acceleration.